Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2 of CLG versus World Elite. World Elite on the verge of being eliminated would be the first Eastern team or team from Asia to be knocked out of the tournament entirely. CLG, on the other hand, very close to going 2-0 in this group. That would set up an amazing match tomorrow. That would be a best out of 3 between Zenith and CLG. I think it's tomorrow, might be the following day. Either way, I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me is Luminous. You're watching Beyond the Summits World Tour, and Lumi, that was about as one-sided of a game as you can get, and World Elite start the game off by giving a Lycan away to CLG.
Well, World Elite, great start. They're probably going to win this game because Lycanthrope's win percentage is in shambles.
Oh, yeah. But it actually is.
Yeah, it actually is. I might be sounding like jokingly, but hey, Lycan haven't even won a game. Is he even a hero? I'm not sure. I haven't even seen him win anything. So.
I think his win rate is like 0-6 in the Beyond the Summit World Tour.
So
now,
0.
I don't think he's won a game, actually. And I mean, the thing about it is, Lycan requires a lot of time to get. I mean, not a lot of time, but there's about 10 minutes of the game where he really doesn't do a whole lot for your team. And he needs the Vlads, he needs the Medallion. He does require a good team to sort of play 4v5 Dota for that first 8 to 10 minutes. We'll have to see if World Elite can find that lineup to really punish the pick.
Oh, here's the thing. There's first time for everything, and CLG, I just want to reiterate, stomped so hard that if the fountain in Dota 2 was destructible, they could have destroyed the fountain too. A little bit of Dota 1 for anyone that used to play and loved to dive fountains, all that stuff. In any case, Game 2, Leshrack's going to be the first pick for WE, Shadow Demon in the pool, Invokers in the pool, but they're going to go with Enchantress.
Interesting. I like
really
this.
Securing the jungle. Yeah, against Lycanthrope, great plan.
This is one of the very best ways to deal with Lycan, is to run an offensive jungle and just mess with his head. Ward off the camps, be aggressive. You can do a dual roam, whether that's with the Leshrack, a Shadow Demon, whatever support you would like. And that will shut him down. You can still farm while you're doing it too, so it's not like you're really trading off too much. Now for CLG, we'll have to see where they put the Lycan. He still could go into that protected safe lane, get some farm there. I think even once I did see a solo mid Lycan, although it's been a long time since that. It's not common by any means. You can also look towards the enemy jungle. So they have some options there. Windrunner as the second pick. I like this pick a lot as well. Not only to get a Windrunner for your team, strong laning heroes is the goal to help set up the Lycan. And it's looking like maybe he will be in the jungle. Not 100% sure just yet. But the key is also denying Windrunner to World Elite, because Windrunner gives Lycan a headache, if not a migraine.
Yeah, it's definitely really rough. When you actually remind, when you talked about Lycan solo mid, I know this is a kind of a tangent, but reminded me of Baby Knight back in the Dota 1 days. For anyone that actually do recognize him as a player, he now plays for StarCraft 2, or plays StarCraft 2, but he used to be a pretty decent player in the mid lane, and he used to go Lycan mid solo. Pretty nice, but it has nothing to do with this game. Invoker is going to be going mid this game, most likely.
We won't talk about that one too much more. I'll only add, you can do some cute things with the wolves, like the 9 runes and that sort of thing. But anyway, let's focus on what we have before us. World Elite, they get a Leshrack, they get an Enchantress. They're not going to get that Invoker, Shadow Demon, Leshrack 3-hero burst damage combo, but they do get a Beastmaster, so a bit of disable here, a great counter to the Lycan. This is sort of the classic way the teams would try and deal with him. They didn't get the Windrunner, which is the other hero that a lot of teams would like to use, but Beastmaster Roar will always go through BKB. Here's the problem with it, though, is nowadays, especially the European Lycans, they're not really going for BKB. They're not going for right-click. They just go for the Necro 3 and push hard. And you can stun the hero, but that Necro 3 and the summons are still going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but, you know, removing the Lycan is always a good choice, so can't really be like, oh, Beastmaster, not a good hero there. So it's still decent, but you're right. It doesn't get rid of the Necro books. It doesn't get rid of the Wolves, which will remain to do quite a bit of damage. And, of course, a Howl buff just really synergize well with the Necro book. Venomancer is going to be the last round here. Crystal Maiden being the pick. Of course, picking against it for the Enchantress. The AoE slow, very, very important. But on the same token, very squishy hero that you could easily pick off. A single enchant a lot of time is all you need to follow up with things like Split Earth, Edict, and everything else. Just follows.
Right, and we'll have to see. I mean, it's still possible for Pajkatt to be in that safe lane with CM babysitting him, Windrunner in the off lane, Invoker mid, and then maybe a jungler, or even a tri-lane who's just doing a lot of pulling. We'll have to see, but I will say, if it's a lane, and wherever the Lycan goes, this Crystal Maiden could easily be towered, though, by the Enchantress, the Leshrack. They don't have much defensively, and I feel like for CLG, something like an Earthshaker would really help them round out their lineup, give them that defensive capability. Venomancer was banned, another good defensive support hero. We'll have to see what direction they want to go. One other thing I'd like to point out. This Lone Druid ban, I love the ban by CLG. It's something World Elite need, a strong solo hero, a really dominant laning hero, and also something that can deal with Lycan in the late game thanks to that entangle and just the general tankiness of the hero.
Yeah, good thing you brought it out. The entangle is just something that you don't account for in a team fight, but it will happen multiple times in a team fight, and it will annoy you to no ends. Vengeful Spirit is going to be the 4th pick here, giving them a little bit better initiation. We have great single target focusing. Enchant, Impetus, Beastmaster, Roar, Vengeful Spirit, Stun, and Swap. Yeah. It's getting to a point that I'm a little bit too worried in terms of not having enough AoE. Leshrack's the only AoE machine at this point. And Tidehunter is going to be the support here. Now, what we can see is actually Lycan junkling it up, and they're going to give the Tide farm in the bot lane, with Crystal Maiden supporting it. But, we could also see a tri lane. We could see Lycan getting the farm, and these two guys, either babysitting or pulling. There's quite a bit of options when you have Lycan in a situation like this. But you always have to worry about, if you're jungling, you have to worry about that Enchantress. Is she going to ward you off? Is she going to gank you? It's just going to be a very annoying prospect for pajkatt to deal with.
Axe from World Elite! Oh boy, I am excited now. I think this is the 3rd time I've seen him in a pro game. Wow. Of all the teams to pick an Axe, World Elite is not the team I would expect to do it. They are a pretty standard, straight-up team. I mean, if you didn't watch these guys at the International East 2 qualifiers, or the International 2 Eastern qualifiers, they play very standard, very safe, solid, stable Dota, but nothing wacky, nothing unusual. Lumi, I'm going to let you talk about the mechanics and sort of the logic behind this Axe pick. I'm excited. I'm not sure it's the best choice, but I am excited about it.
Well, it's not going to be a solo mid-axe as he's going on the bot. It might be offensive trialing. Yeah, Icy going to go on top. We're going to see Beastmaster saving for the quick bottle at mid. This is a good time to introduce the player as well, right? Beastmaster being handled by JJ, who played Invoker last time. Icy doesn't actually... No, this is a support build from Leshrack. Is this a quad lane? Are they going to skip creeps? Yes, they will be.
Oh,
6
man.
tangles on the axe. You're asking what the hell we're expecting. Look, Enchantress, Regal Placetus fully upgraded. They are going to go for this. This is going deep. Hey, nothing to lose. You're 1 game out from being the tournament. And if you win this one, that's great. If you don't, look at this like jungle gangbang going on. Is that even appropriate to say? I don't know what the hell's going on right
probably not, but we'll let it slide this time. They're all in, man. It's not just the quad lane. It's the boots up on this Vengeful Spirit. CLG, no matter what they're expecting as far as lanes, I can tell you right now, they're not expecting a quad lane.
They didn't expect this.
Now, it's possible they won't actually keep all 4 heroes here, although I really think they will. I mean, they have Beastmaster mid. There's nobody near top, and Beastmaster could rotate there off the bat. Going to be blocking up the jungle camp. Miracle with wolves next to him. Oh, this could be huge. But the wolves leading the way. It's going to spot out 4 World Elite heroes.
Miracle's like, oh shoot, gotta back off now. Misery sees this, is like, okay, alright, what are we expecting here? And Lu actually taking quite a bit of frontal damage, already have a tango going, and now CLG in one of the games against whatever team they just played against, they had great response. They rotated immediately. What is the response here from CLG? We have not yet to see them yet.
We'll have to see how much do they really value these towers. For the moment, there is some confusion on CLG's part. That's clear. Misery heading towards mid, heading back towards bottom. The same for Lacoste, just sort of all over the place. It looks like what CLG want is just to get some farm in those 2 lanes. Try and hang on here. And this is the other way to play it. The one way is to sort of really contest it. The other way is to just give up the tower and just hang on to it as long as you can. Oh, magic missile on the Misery. Has Windrun picked up with the Split Earth. Gonna negate just about all that perfect chain stun. First blood will be claimed onto Misery. Oh, that's a great start for World Elite. Meanwhile, Chan taking some big damage from the right clicks of Miracle. Only a single stout shield picked up for him. He is chopping through this creep wave. The tower taking a lot of damage. They really need level 2 on Leshrack. That's where you get your Edict. That's where the tower will get melted down quickly. For the moment, they don't have it.
Well, Chan does have his battle hunger at level 2, and let me tell you, Enchant, Battle Hunger, and right click on Crystal Maiden. That's big games. And right now, Lacoste trying to do his best. And here comes Crystal Maiden. Battle Hunger on the TIE Hunter down to about half HP. Gush on fnty. fnty is actually going to go down. TIE Hunter taking some big damage at this point. Battle Hunger number 2 could be dropped down in just a bit. They're going to pick off the TIE Hunter. Crystal Maiden should be the next target of choice. Enchantress, Chen Creep still not being microed. It can be stopped. There's a Furlock in position as well. Nova comes on. It's a clap. Clap's already going. Are they going to go Crystal Maiden? There's one clap. The second clap following you. Nice micro by Enchantress. Crystal Maiden goes down. Squidward clicking for his life depending on it. But Misery perhaps a little bit trouble. Misery just going for it at this moment. Misery running to his tower. Tower, by the way, down to about half HP. Misery still trying to dodge. That clap is going to hit. Enchant. Does he have the mana for Enchant? Not right now. Just needing a couple points of mana. Now Crystal Maiden TB's in. Doesn't have full mana, and every point of mana is absolutely precious. But I think they will hit level 2 very quickly under this tower right now. Don't know who's winning this lane right now. It's just too crazy, too close.
Three heroes level 1 for CLG. Axe level 3. Level 2 Battle Hunger. This could get out of hand for CLG in a hurry. That Battle Hunger spam, oh, Misery will be able to deny it. Magic Missile on the Miracle. Really questionable position here. Way out in no man's land. No Battle Hunger just yet. Splitter canceled. Right clicks from Icy, and the Edict will do the trick. Miracle's gonna fall. Misery going for the power shot here. Going for the kill. fnty Magic Missile. Misery's gonna go down as well. Oh, Sunstrike coming in. fnty does not dodge it. Oh, that's like an ion cannon there. We're on the lead 5-2. They're doing quite well here. But I will say the next step has to be to get this tower down because you're giving away absolute free farm to pajkatt. 15-0 up in the top lane. It's a big trade-off. But so far, they are making this work pretty well. What a game. What a game.
This game ain't even close to being finished yet. Just a Battle Hunger to Misery, just slowing him down. Tango immediately being used. It does insane amount of damage. At level 7, which is, nowhere near that point yet. It does about 670 something, but right now Chan down to about half. Sunstrike, that's gonna hit, and it looks like the axe has went down. Splitter gets canceled. Cancel again. Icy down to half. Where's the Splitter? It's finally gonna hit, but he took a lot of damage already. Misery down to very low in terms of HP as well. Miracle's gonna be fine. Tier 1 tower has finally went down. Lu has enchant. He's gonna use it right now. Centaur gets a little bit frostbitten. He's gonna be fine. I think at this point, WE has to transition out. They cannot do this anymore. On the top lane, fnty gonna get the kill with the help of jiejie. So yeah, they're doing okay. They're actually doing quite well.
Great rotation up to the top lane. Love that play by jiejie. Doesn't actually need to be level 6 to get the kill there. Just need to have the boar. Already 2 points. No, sorry. No, he doesn't have the boar. What am I talking about? He's got Inner Beast, so World Elite are going to keep this pressure up, really focusing on the push. And, I mean, they slow down pajkatt, and that's very important. He doesn't have the ult yet. He actually went for a single point in Howl just for the additional pushing and damage. Bottom lane, though, it's Lacoste. Gets caught out again. Here's the thing about this strategy.
This is where you say you love Dota 2. A team who just got completely steamrolled. What, 1-14? I don't even know what the final score is. Now they go for some unorthodox strat. You're always alive. You're always alive. You have some crazy strat, go run it.
pajkatt's gonna die again. Chopped up, brought down. Big burst damage. Oh my goodness gracious. World Elite are making this work.
I'm a believer. WE. TI2 champion.
Please forgive me. I'm born again. Accept me back into the Church of X. Oh, this is bringing up that Mission X video to mind. If anyone hasn't seen that, great video. But either way, bottom lane, big dive by Icy, tanking the tower, power shot. Oh, the Sunstrike as well. Chan taking a lot of damage. Miracle still taking some Edict, he will be okay. And now Lao with the heal, going toe-to-toe with Misery, looking for that kill. Great dodge there. Chan swipes him, kills him off. And now, going on to Lacoste, uses that magic wand. He's going to turn it around, Luby. I think he's going to get the kill. No Kraken shell just yet. pajkatt's giving up on top. He's going to fight with his team from here on out. Oh my goodness, this is... this is an amusement
and
park
here's
of a
the
game.
thing, jiejie hits level 6, he got level 2 Inner Beast Aura, he could actually just go in the bot lane and start contributing if he wants to do so. I mean, we expect the top tower to be destroyed by now by the lycanthrope, right? I'm very surprised that it wasn't at this point of the game right now. If you look at the level, I think level is going to be the key thing. The Radiant team leading by 1,000, pretty big, and the HP per minute... sorry, the Dire leading by quite a bit. You don't expect this from happening because they're grouped up as 4, but still doing okay, so it just shows you that W is I mean, I'm not sure if they practice this strategy, but it's running on like they practice it every day.
Well, here's the beauty of the strategy. Like, if it's, you know, if the heroes are a little bit unorthodox, if it's a little bit questionable, this is what we see from Zenith a lot too. Is it throws your opponents off balance. If you pick standard heroes, they're gonna expect standard lanes. If you pick an axe, if you have an offensive quad lane, nobody practices against that. Middle lane though, it's jiejie, gets caught out, and that Beastmaster dying is a huge deal. Although there are 4 heroes here, he is level 6. He's their most important hero on the map right now. And every time he dies, a lot of experience. Their biggest team fight initiator off the board for a couple of minutes. Or not a couple of minutes,
I see
a couple
biggest
of seconds.
dive of his life right now. Going for Misery on the top lane. It's like, I see you, Misery. I see you, Misery. Misery just backing up, maybe sensing it coming. Oh, he knows Misery. Great awareness. And of course, it really helps when 3 other heroes dive past you.
Yeah, right.
And now they're going to go for the tier 1. Glyph is going to be immediately forced. Man, every glyph is just worth a lot in this game because you're going to have to be spamming those glyph whenever it comes off cooldown. Here comes Crystal Maiden Ty. Is the Ty level 6 just yet? Not yet, though. Oh, Shackle Shot not latching. FNty is gonna hit a Sunstrike. He runs straight in for the Crystal Maiden. Still alive somehow. What is going on right now? Misery down to about 200 HP. No one dies. Whole bunch of spells being traded off. But I think what is important to point out, you know, even though we're fanboying that acts like crazy right now, is that CLG, they're holding on. I mean, as much how aggressive WE is playing right now, they have only a tier 1 tower. That's it. That's it. I think CLG's doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, for World Elite, they do have to keep this pressure up. They have a little bit of mid-game with the Beastmaster, the Lycan, Invoker, Windrunner, Tidehunter. That is too much. Top lane, relentless aggression. Misery will barely escape. Yeah, it's hard to call, but for World Elite, I do feel like you're saying they need more, especially in terms of the towers. The top tier 1, the middle tier 1, these are the next objectives for the map control to limit the Lycan's ability to push out, and also to get the creeps in their favor, so they can't get towers of their own. Oh, Tidehunter, big backstab.
Yeah, but I think a tier 1 tower for Eventual Sphere is completely fine. Again, the name of the game right now is Towers and Pressure, and they're doing a very good job keeping up both of them. Meanwhile, Axe on the bot lane, using Berserker Call, just get the armor perhaps, and here comes the big bad Lycan. A couple of right clicks, they actually will bring down Chance Sunstrike to make sure they do get the kill. That's what they cannot
Lacoste! We turn our attention back to Lacoste, who is on an epic trek around the world, but he will die. 4 heroes catch him out. Even though they kill him, they waste a lot of time doing so, and pajkatt gets a kill. That's his Vlad's, and oh, by the way, he's got 300 gold on top of that, so we'll have to see. Is this a game where you do something different? I mean, Medallion, Necro 3, that's the normal build. Is that still the right choice here, or should pajkatt have his eyes on something else?
I think it's decent. I mean, if you really want to do counter push, I think Lycan's only counter push is pushing other towers. I don't think he has a built-in counter pushing mechanism. You're not gonna go for crazy things like Shivas or Battle Fury. That's just absurd. But if they do it, you know. In any case, Tidehunter, by the way, hitting level 6 very soon. And I think that's the biggest thing that is limiting CLG right now. Once they have the level 6 Tide, they roam as 5, or they definitely can, and W might not have the HP level to be prepared for that. I know Enchantress is working on the mech, and she's got it right now. Pick up that mech! It's big game item.
Oh my god, they smoke on top of pajkatt, Roar, Edict, Stun, they're gonna get him, and Miracle as well, perhaps. No, the Frostbite on the correct target. The Centaur comes out, stomps everyone on World Elite. And we'll have to see if they continue to chase Shackle Latches on Lao. No mech, he needs the mech, where's the mech? No mech, he's gonna go down. Battle Hunger on the Miracle, Power Shot going the other way. They're gonna pick off the Shrek too. Here comes the split push up top from fnty, who's got 2 points in Wave, 1 point in Vengeance Sorrow. And I'm very curious how he's gonna go the rest of the way. Do you go for that burst damage? Do you go for the team fight? Or do you go more for the push with the aura?
I have no clue, and it doesn't seem like he has a clue either. He's going a little bit everywhere. I think at this point in the game, in a crazy game like this, whenever you find farm as a support hero, you hold on to it. And as we know, Vengeful Spirit can actually do quite a bit of right-click damage, but on the mid lane, they want that Beastmaster Jiejie just getting the hell out of there. Jiejie also has a headdress, so they're going for big diving items, big teamfight items, Mecha and Hood. Mecha and Pipe is what they want, and if WE could get it in a good time, they could claim some good tier 2 towers from it.
Right, there is still a Lycan and an Exhort Invoker, so always going to be some strong right-click coming out from CLG, especially with Hal bumping up everybody. But that being said, I mean, the big damage is going to be those AoE nukes. The Sunstrike, well not AoE, but the nukes. The Sunstrike, the Cold Snap, the Ravage in particular, Power Shot as well. Speaking of power shot, how is Windrunner doing in terms of levels? Okay, level 6 on Misery, so he's caught up pretty well. Same for Miracle, who's gotten 3 points of Frostbite. Looks like he wants to max that first. And now CLG gonna go for a tower trade top, but they're giving away a Roshan to do it. No medallion for World Elite, not that they need it, but this will take longer. We'll have to see if can CLG get 2 towers top. They get 1 for free, that goes to pajkatt. And it's a bit of a trade here.
Who's getting the Aegis?
I don't know. Maybe Lao.
Leshrac?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking maybe even Lao just so you make sure that mech goes off. But your guess is as good as mine, my friend. It's gonna be the Venge.
Vengeful Spirit.
I love it. I know you love it too, so I'll let you talk about why this is a great choice.
And right now, CLG trying to do as much damage to the tier 2. This is what we saw from V-Home back in 2010. Sometimes in ultra late game situations, when your carries are that tank, just give it to Avenge because she provides you aura. Teleport on the top lane here. Remember, there's a TIE Ravage. They're trying to focus on the TIE. I'm not sure whether that's a good choice. FNTY just loses all the HP, but he's got the Aegis, right? So Akke gets called back, fine right now. Spur's gonna hit on Aegis. There's a roar on the TIE. He's okay. He's no getting no Kraken. He does pop it off before he dies, but a lot of damage being done. Enchantress goes down. Not sure if she popped the mech just yet. They swap on Akke. Can they bring up Akke? Akke goes down. FNTY very low. FNTY survives just a little bit longer, and the Wolf is now on the retreat. He's so fast. He should be fine. That was a 2-for-2 exchange, and plus the Aegis Immortal. Of course, went to CLG, but right now, again, WE can go for those trade. They need to keep up pressure. They need to defend those towers. They need to fight on the enemy sides of the map. JJ teleports in on the mid lane. Does he have the roar? No, 46 seconds on the cooldown. And I think WE just now goes on the offensive, correct?
Yeah, big thing in that fight. Lao did not get off his mechanism. That really hurt World Elite. I mean, if you and this is the thing about Enchantress. Sure, you've got to heal the mech. If you get those off, you're very tanky. I would say your effective HP is quite high, but your actual raw HP, if you get burst down, is very low. We saw it there. Bit of a downside, and I gotta say, sure it's a trade, but damage done to the tier 1 mid during that time. You burn off the Aegis, and crucially, pajkatt doesn't die. That means 1,300 gold into his pockets. He's not too far off from whatever that next item is, whether it's the BKB, the Necro 3, or something a little different. And I mean, like you said, World Elite, they just have to keep the pressure up. They cannot relent, because if they do, CLG will get those core items. Mid lane, Jiejie held in place, definitely blast, Sunstrike, great combo there. Akke gets the kill. Actually, Tidehunter does. And well, CLG finding the kills, finding the trades, and like you said, they've started to weather the storm.
Yeah, I feel like WE is just not being too efficient with their hero movement. They're going for these ganks against a lycanthrope. And to be fair, when the time during the gank against lycanthrope, his ult was on cooldown, so they could have gotten him when they found him. But if you compare the ganking of CLG and the ganking of WE, if CLG doesn't get that Beastmaster, fine, they're gonna push down that tower. There's a backup plan where they don't actually lose out, but they don't get the gank off. Looks at great shackle on the mid lane against Lu. Lu just has she has a mech. Perhaps she's gonna survive. There's a mech up, but will that be enough? No, it won't be. Axe teleports in and misses the call. Oh no, that's when you say lag and spike has definitely an issue against lacoste. By the way, has 1,000 HP. 1,100 HP. There's a Beastmaster Roar on the low ground. Miracle will survive. I will survive. Whatever that song by that lady.
Everybody's gonna live. Oh my god, I will survive is absolutely right. And Akke now turns on the Jiejie, shackled to a tree. There's the Sunstrike, bursting him down, picking him off. And oh, by the way, while that was happening, pajkatt got a kill on the Vengeful Spirit, FNTY. Now comes the push top, and I feel like CLG, just 1 or 2 more fights like this, and they're gonna have all the core items they need, the levels, and the map control, to be able to win this in the mid to late game. World Elite, they're not out of it just yet, but there's no big items coming their way. They had a good start. If we look towards the graphs, they are spiking heavily back the way of CLG, actually ahead in terms of experience.
Yeah, WE just need to be a little bit more coordinated in their team fights. I feel like, again, right now, at this point, they still have better team fight items. They have the mech up on Enchantress. The pipe is almost being finished. If they group up as 5 and fight a very coordinated team fight, I think they are stronger than the Radiant. But CLG, again, they're being smarter. They're ganking mid tower or ganking Beastmaster to mid. If they don't get the gank off, they get the tower. Whereas WE is doing this. They're 4-man ganking like in top, and I mean, even if you get him, what does that do for you?
Right, because it's not like Lycan is the only hero that matters on the map. As Akke disconnects, we should have a pause here. By the way, we never really talked about it, but interesting that Akke has played Invoker this game. I believe pajkatt normally does. So, yeah, a change up there.
Just showing the versatility of all the players. on the Radiant side. So very good job.
Yeah, but to your point, I mean, there's other heroes that can put pressure that benefit from that farm. I'm going strong, Atri. I only slept for 2 hours, but no worries. But I mean, it's the Invoker, the Windrunner, even the Tidehunter. These heroes, they benefit from the items. They benefit especially from the levels. And like you said, Lacoste is very tanky. 1200 HP. Getting that crucial couple of minutes to farm to get some levels. Getting the kill trades. It really does help in these fights.
I'm just cycling through everybody's skills. I have never seen such a messed up skill chart. If I didn't know like this was a pro game, if I'm just looking at people's skills, I would think this is like a pub game. Like Axe, look at it. He's going all over the place right now. Look at the Tidehunter. He's got 1 point Kraken. Nothing is maxed. I mean, Crystal Maiden. All right, that looks a little bit more. You know, look at the Enchantress. You know, maxing Nature's. It's just a crazy game right now. It's just crazy.
This is where you just put your hands on your head and say, I don't understand my world right now. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Yeah, there are some standard builds, of course. The Lycan build, quite standard. The Invoker build, very standard. By the way, double Forge Spirits up on him. That gives you a lot of damage, a lot of Cold Snap procs in these fights. And 4 staff as well. I feel like World Elite... I don't know. I mean, you said don't go for the 4-man ganks, but then what do you do? CLG have great split pushing potential with the double Forge Spirits, the Windrunner power shot. Even the Tidehunter can push pretty well, and of course the Lycan. So if you try and play to sort of spread the map and don't group up, I'm not sure if that's going to work against the CLG lineup. At least not at this point in the game. What to do, Lumi? What to do?
I don't know. This is... I mean, generally I'm a caster that goes by experience. I go by the book, you know, oh, this is what this team did in that instance, in this game. There's no precedence for this. Like, what do you do? The skill builds is completely awkward. I think that at this point, you just go all in FW. You just go team fight items. Go for drums, finish that pipe, farm out a little bit, and just all mid. At this point in the game, even those 15 to 14, it seems very even. I think the experience chart, the go chart really tells the tale. Radiant is... They're holding on, and they're going to come back. They have better late game items, that better team fight heroes with that Tidehunter. They just have to get the team fight items and just go for a Hail Mary push. At least that's what I would do. But
those graphs are not going to keep on going the same way, or they are going to keep on going the same way unless you make some adjustments. So I am 100% with you there. For anyone just tuning in, this is game number 2 of CLG versus World Elite. World Elite, if they lose this game, they are officially knocked out of Beyond the Summits World Tour. Will not have a chance to advance to the playoffs. And well, Lumi, I know it'd be a little bit sad for you. You are a big fan of Chinese Dota. I am as well, although perhaps not quite as rabid. But it would be our first Asian team knocked out of the tournament. Overall, the Asian teams have done very well. But CLG, I mean, if anyone can take Zenith in this group, it's probably, I mean, obviously it's got to be them. They're the only ones left for Zenith to play. But they're looking strong, man. They really are.
Zenith, of course, been winning tournaments all over the place. They came second to CLG in the... that one other tournament by the Beyond the Summit? GDM.
Oh, right. Well, they lost to LGD in the finals there, but they got to the finals.
Right.
And losing to LGD is pretty good anyway.
Right. I'm just looking at the World Tour. If you guys want to follow the VODs, you can go to dotacommentaries.com World Tour. All the brackets are there, all the group stages are there, all the VODs are going to be there. If you look at the groups, like, there's just no easy group. You want to say that, right?
Yeah, it's
like this
funny.
Group has CLG, Zenith, Orange, WE. You could argue that Orange is the weak link here, but still, like, it's just rough. Every group you go on, there's just 2-3 very, very good teams that you just have to beat eventually. Again, like in group number 2, LGD that we thought it was the favorite, and EG just came out storming, right? 3-0.
Guns a-blazing. Oh my god.
Yep.
And EG is a team that, I mean, let's be honest about it. EG, so many talented players, so many big names, but not a team that has had many good results as of late. And, I mean, they've just started boot camping. So there's all these teams are absolutely world-class, and anybody who thinks they know who's going to win the International is crazy. You might have your favorites, you might be right, but to say that you know for sure is just insanity, because as we see, any of these teams is fully capable of winning games, pressuring their opponents, and you know, even if they do wacky things, really making them sort of second-guess themselves, throw them out of their comfort zone. And we do have a reconnect coming out from Akke, so looks like we should be good to go pretty soon. I'll also just piggyback off of what you said. As far as the VODs go, guys, if you want to actually watch the games in in client, you do have the option to do so. $3.99 for a pass. And you get all the replays for the 24 best out of 3 group stage matches. A lot of fantastic games there. Some of them have been featured in clips from Dota Cinema and that sort of thing. And then, of course, you will get the playoff brackets coming out. But anyway, we jump ourselves back into the game. 5 heroes grouped up top. World Elite baiting the axe. Is CLG even going to think about taking this bait? They're all the way around the world. Or across the world.
Look, if they don't get the axe bait, fine, you push to tier 2. Like, it's a win-win situation here, and I think that's exactly what I mean by WE need to be more efficient with their smoke ganks. And here we go, they're going to trade tier 2 for tier 1, not a bad trade, and they're going to go high ground. At the very least, they're going to force the TP or 2. They might even lose this, they might even protect the tier 1. And
they've got the positioning. They're up the hill.
Like it's not coming back. Are they going to trade now? They have to back off right now.
They might get the base trade. They should be able to win this. Misery goes down. 4 ultimates used, or maybe it was 3 for him. In comes lacoste looking for that Ravage, perhaps. They get the kill. Blink Dagger up on Axe. There's a big initiating item to have. Being flown out right now, but like you said, pajkatt going for the trade, and by the way, has a DD to do it. Huge fight, breaking out top. No, okay, I didn't miss it. I was a little bit worried there. The glyph already been used top. Lumi, they're not going to stop. Magic Missile in. Oh, lacoste is going to be forced to use that that Ravage at a bad time. Battle Hugger should kill him off here. And they're going to get a Rax. They are going to get a Rax. There's no stopping this now. It's going to go down almost certainly.
Oh, TyHunter dies right in front of his base. He buys back immediately. The Rax is down. We need a lot of TPs go back and make sure the bot Rax, or the top Rax is go get Shaco shot. Does latch on 2 heroes. Run, guys, run! Just leave him! Leave him! Battlecall's gonna miss. TyHunter is gonna be back. Axe is gonna go down for sure. And the question is, will Icy go down? Will Luo go down? Mech is gonna be down for a little bit here. Look at this Lycan just chopping down Icy. Nice splitter. Don't even think about turning back and fight. It's not a winning. Just run, WE. Just run. No, JJ, he slowed down. JJ, if he gets shackled up here, not even Shaco, he's gonna go down as well. 3-for-0 engagement. WE might have gotten the Rax, but they definitely had to pay for that one.
Alright.
Now they have a couple of seconds to regroup and defend that tier 2 on top.
But they get an 18-minute Rax. That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty big.
I gotta say, I mean, it wasn't really a 3-for-0, to be clear about it. TyHunter died, and he was forced to buy back. I think someone else died and respawned as well. Windrunner, I believe. So
Windrunner, yes.
They do get a couple kills going their way. They get the Rax. That is the big thing. Still, look at that gold graph. Just stubbornly climbing towards the Radiant because of the big tower trades bottom and the experience, too. CLG, they've had enough. They're tired of these shenanigans. 5 grouped up top. Going for the tier 2. Gonna be pushing out that lane where there are mega creeps, so it will take a little longer, but they've got the spam to do it. Tower goes down. Ravage is still... Oh, it's up! He never used it, or... Yeah, he never used it in that fight, actually, so... lacoste has it.
Yeah, he does, but... I mean, just looking at how quickly you could kill in a situation like this, they definitely have the chain stun and the burst to actually bring down the tide, should they want to focus him. But right now, 1 Rax down, I think WE could just... have a big sigh, but I mean they're by no means out of the woods, because when you have a Lycan, backdoors, you know, Rax trades become very easy.
Random mechanics question for you, Lumi. Do you know if Kraken Shell actually removes Berserker's Call, the debuff where it forces you to attack? Because if not, that would be a great way to lock down the TyHunter. I'm not sure
I think it removes. Okay. I think it removes, but I mean,
because there's some things it does not, like telekinesis. Kraken Shell will not remove that, no matter how low you get.
Well, but that's not a buff, though. That's just a spell being cast.
Right. Yeah, I know it's... Well, okay, but I'm just saying some disables. Right. Anyway, just a random mechanics question. If anybody in the chat knows, I'd be curious. But either way, that could be a good initiation opportunity. We're about to see a big engagement breaking out here. Everybody from CLG charging in. Akke with the 4-step and drums. They're going to find Icy. Very slow reactions. And he's just going to melt instantly. Roar on the TyHunter. But Jiejie on the back foot. 4-step in. Cold snap as well. Jiejie takes the call. Ravage on a couple of heroes. Sean going for Tide, will chop him up, but remember, Ravage already used, and now Lycan goes on to Chan, looking for the kill. Medallion applied to Lao. A little bit of focus fire indecision here from pajkatt, but it doesn't matter. The big items, the big right click, the power shot, cleaning him up, and now finally Lao may be the last one to fall. Buyback from Axe. This is a team wipe, don't kid yourselves. Axe buying back to try and do anything to hold on. Leshrac will respawn, everybody pretty low level, so they'll come back soon. And there is no Ravage. But that's about the only positive things I can say about that fight as far as World Elite's position goes.
CLG getting right, but there's no Ravage, so there's no Rax attempt yet. I mean, at the end of the day, they hold the rags, but CLG just showing that they are the dominating team. They have more items, they have better team fight spells, and they're, to be honest, playing better. They're more coordinated, they're hitting their stuns a little bit better. Blink Dagger call on the mid lane here. Miracle perhaps will get picked off. Yes, they will, and looks like pajkatt perhaps in a little bit of trouble. His wolf form is going to be up in 2 seconds. Will he get off? Shackle shot onto 2. And that big wolf, he's galloping across the plains. He's free. To freedom he runs.
Oh man, Misery with the huge shackle shot there. That is to be Vengeful Spirit stun. She got a little bit blocked there, but it was cooled down right as that shackle hit and just couldn't find the angle to get in range in time. Roshan will be respawning in, I want to say 30 seconds or so, maybe 45 to a minute. It will be up soon. And that top lane is slowly pushing out. They do have the creep advantage there, thanks to melee Rex being down, and that might draw back 1 or 2 CLG heroes. Still, I feel like CLG can win a 4v5 fight with Tidehunter, Invoker, and this Lycan who has a BKB. They don't have too many ways to really deal with all that AoE. Like you said, in the draft stage, World Elite is more of a single target kind of team.
Well, in the draft stage, we didn't talk about the axe being the last pick. That was like,
well, something still apply, right?
Yeah, something like lack of AoE definitely is going to hurt them here. There's a double down room, by the way, and the wolf is going to chomp it up. Very good job. Roshana's back, by the way, but since then, oh, Icy, my friend.
Oh
wrong
no!
Torture, wrong base.
Another respawn, another trip off on his own, and Icy gets picked off. Not sure if it's lag, not sure if it's, you know, just not having his best game, but either way, Icy just getting caught out time after time. And like you said, World Elite really had to execute well with this strategy. They couldn't get sloppy, they couldn't make mistakes, and that's what we're seeing. They are making mistakes, they are slipping up. Some fantastic fights, don't get me wrong, some great decisions, but also a lot of questionable ones, and it really is hurting them right now.
Uh-oh, Roshan, if Radiant claims this one, this can be the nail on the coffin. And Radiant have to go. Axe, by the way, on the wings. He's gonna go for it. Big ballerina spins incoming. I'm calling it right now. He blinks. No, he gets ravaged! He can't get off the call. Lycan gets picked up with the Aegis, and now the team fight goes out of the way. 3 people are immediate dead. Axe on full retreat. You're not winning from this Lycan, man. He moving at 522 max. Oh, he's gonna turn on low. Low's gonna take some big damage. Somehow, nice shackle here with Misery. One of the unsung hero for the game is Misery. His shackles have been immense.
Well, we're seeing them now. We're seeing those praises. Not bottom lane pushing in, but with a Lycan, even though you only have 20 seconds to go, with the Aegis, I think you can just go high ground at this point. Are they gonna try to backdoor here? No, just gonna cut off the creep wave. Look to push in that tier 2. I really don't think they need Ravage anymore. At this point, the Lycan, the Invoker, just too big. I mean, really, Hyperstone up. This is just, it's brutal to watch. It's like taking a sledgehammer to try and, you know, cut up your vegetables or something. That's the amount of damage pajkatt is doing, and that's how squishy World Elite are.
Well, there's very little finesse when you're trying to sledgehammer things, and CLG doesn't care about finesse. They just want to go hammer people up, and I think they're about to do that. They're saying, well, we're down racks, but let's get one of our own. Blink call from Chan, not going to get too much. And here comes the Tidehunter. He doesn't have the Raptors yet. Meteor on a couple guys. There's a piping. They roar a pajkatt, but pajkatt's got the Aegis Immortal, so no big deal. He's still surviving, and let me tell you, his
shackle on 2.
Right now, shackle 2, and the swap goes on Maiden, and they bring down the Maiden. Maiden's gonna be tanky, but look at how quickly Axe gets brought down. Force sap on the Maiden, she's fine, and now pajkatt still haven't even cracked the BKB yet. Another 2-man shackle! Misery is just hitting these shackles all day long. Another 2 kill. Beastmaster buys back, but pajkatt at this point, oh, he's back to human form, but it's fine. They're gonna win this team fight. They force out so many buybacks. Akke, by the way, running it, force that backwards, should be fine. Gush, and they're gonna pick off the Vengeful Spirit. Akke very low, but will survive.
Again! Are you kidding me?
Again, someone send this man a get well card, because Misery 2 is under influenza of the cold. He's sick. He's sick.
Oh, oh my god. I don't even know what to say anymore. Misery, I don't think he's missed a shackle all game. 2 hero shackles 4 times in a row in a single team fight. Misery absolutely out of his mind, and also Lumi running out of material with that one. Chop, long range onto the Invoker. Chop will probably take a fall here. There's the Medallion, bunch of damage. Oh, his first shackle that doesn't last. Alright, World Elite got this. No, unfortunately they don't force that pin. One more swipe, pajkatt gets the kill, and that should be all she wrote for World Elite. one set of racks down, and whenever it's a Lycan and you lose a bunch of heroes, it's not going to be just one. Forge Spirits, Wolves, all up. They're going to head straight top. Oh, Lumi. Misery. This misery.
I'm going to say that losing this game right now has brought a lot of joy compared to losing that last game from WEW.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
This part isn't as much fun, but the other parts were. And that should be, that should be it. I just saw Kuras even coming the way of pajkatt. Sunstrike in the fountain. Sort of a ceremonial finish, if you will, to this game, and now they work on the Rex. World Elite, unfortunately, we are going to have to say goodbye to them. They are 0-3. They actually, I think they went 0-6 in their terms of total games played, so just a little bit outclassed by the competition, and well, even that being said, like, to lose to these teams does not mean that you're a bad team. It's just CLG, Zenith, Orange, all great teams in their own right, and it was not an easy group. But like you said, I don't think there is a group of 10th. I know a lot of people were debating it in the chat. I feel that all of these groups are very challenging, but this may be one of the hardest, if not the hardest, with CLG and Zenith and Orange, all of these pretty potent teams.
I'm out of breath. This is
Alright, I'll carry you through the rest of the way. What is that quote? There are no footsteps beside me or something? It's because God was carrying you or what? I butchered that one.
I don't even know what that means, but sure. But it looks like they're going to want to swap no FNTY. Just not quick enough. I was having high hope for this bench. I was like, oh, she's getting a lot of level. She's going to get that level 11 swap, and we're going to have a very, very good initiation. But it just ultimately was not enough.
Well, she is a single target hero, and I think we're seeing that here. Mechanism gets used. pajkatt, go in for the big... Oh, misery! That is just cruel! You are just a mean, rude dude, and pajkatt is a one-man wrecking crew. Not that he hasn't had help, but he can just chop them up by himself. All the minus armor, all the damage, alacrity, 285 before the minus armor is factored in. And the tower will die. The third set of racks are claimed. World Elite, finally they call the GG. Give them a lot of credit for fighting until the bitter end. Hopefully it wasn't too bitter. The axe pick should give them some reason to feel good about this game, even if the loss leaves a bitter taste. But
it was a great game, even though it ended as 44-19. This game was really, really fun to watch. And it just shows you how good Misery is. He doesn't actually play Winner that often.
Can I just say that they need to add a number of 2-hero shackle shots hit? You know how Dota 1 they would track certain stats like your hook rate and these sorts of things? I had flesh strength on top of it. I feel like shackle shots hit and then 2-hero shackle shots hit should be something to Valve track. So, not just that, other things as well, but if they were tracking that in this game for Misery, it's gotta be like 95%. Oh my goodness.
It's immense. It's pretty high.
Well, Lumi, this sets us up for an amazing day tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Let me make sure I get my information right. I believe it is.
I could check for you right now.
I am checking too. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our final day of group play coming your way tomorrow. That will be August 1st, so we turn over the page to a new month, the month when the International 2 action will kick off. Only a couple weeks to go for that, and, well, game number 1 tomorrow will be CLG versus Zenith. That has to be, I love the way godz and Atri have scheduled this one. That has to be the most sought-after grudge matchup, drama, whatever you want to call it. Loda facing off against his old team. Is pajkatt going to put him in his place, or is Loda going to show CLG who the top dog, the alpha captain really is? Of course, he's not the captain for Zenith, but was for CLG. So we'll find out tomorrow. But for today, that is going to do it for our Beyond the Summit World Tour action. I am LD. He is Luminous. And Lumi, let me just say thank you so much for casting with me. I needed the assist today. It was a hell of a ride.
I'm a support player, assisting anytime, no problem.
In game on the cast, you're carrying my heart of hearts. But that is going to wrap it up for today. So, guys, if you've missed any of today's action, go to youtube.com/LDdota, go to youtube.com/luminousinverse. That's where your VODs will be. Or if you just want to go to one place, dotacommentaries.com, click on World Tour. Your VOD links, your groups, your standings will be there, as well as the schedule. And I think that just about does it, man. Oh, finally, I should mention again, tickets available still in the Dota 2 shop for the World Tour. I honestly think that $4 for the ticket, which is the price, $3.99 to be exact, is worth it just for the playoffs. Personally, I bought tickets for events like the Star Ladder, which doesn't give you nearly as many matches as we are. And it's not that much more expensive, so guys, please consider buying that ticket. It does support us, and more importantly, it supports godz and Beyond the Summit in general. The tournament organizers behind this great event. But that's enough plugging for today. We will see you all tomorrow. CLG versus Zenith at 15 CEST, and followed by Dare versus Tongfu. So 2 East versus West matchups as we wrap up our group stages and look forward to the playoffs. We'll see.